All right, folks, it's about to go down. It's about to go down. Me and Dusty back. It's Tuesday. Let me fix this, get this straight right quick. It's Tuesday, y'all. We are back in the saddle, about to make it happen here. From the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. From Eve After Dark to concerts in the park. You're live with your boy Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop, in the dugout with his gloves on, putting on his powder. My man, Dusty Vision. What up?
What up, Lonzo? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. Just flying this plane, baby. Just flying this plane.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, let's jump right into it. Always a lot to talk about. The first thing I would like to touch on is the unfortunate tragedy in Nashville. 3 kids, ages 8 and 9, 3 adults were killed when a 28-year-old trans person, I'm still not sure if they were transitioning from women to men, male to female. I'm just trying to keep up with the whole thing. All due respect to everybody out there. But, it seems like we're getting more and more of these. If Lonzo had a magic wand and could fix this problem, what would you do?
I'd go to D.C. and everybody that votes to keep these high capacity weapons and military weapons available to the public, I'd banish them motherfuckers. Oof, they'd be gone. Because I think that's a big problem, man. You got people with high-powered high-powered weapons that just sometimes have a bad day and just want to go out in a blaze of glory in one way and a blaze of tragedy in another. And did he die? This guy, did they kill him?
Yeah, the cops killed him. There's body cam footage, and shout out to them. They did a great job of tactically taking this person out. They took this person out. Once again, not sure if they were transitioning from a female to a male or male to a female, but they were definitely trans. There were some mental issues, unfortunately, involved as well. Yeah, and this person actually texted their friend right before this saying, "I'm going to die today, and you're going to see it on the news." And by the time her friend was able to get through to, the police with the information, the unthinkable had already happened.
So that sounds like a simple case of death by cop. A lot of people, they don't have the courage, or I don't know what you want to call it, the courage, the nerve, or boldness to take themselves out, which is still not an answer to anything. But they'll do something and let the cops catch them. And then, all you got to do is hold that gun too long and you're going to catch some hot ones. And, maybe that was their way of taking themselves out of their apparent misery.
Yeah, and where do you stand on security and armed guards in schools? What are your thoughts on that?
Armed guards in school? Man, come on, dude. I mean, I went to school at Centennial, man, and when I first went there, we didn't have that problem. And then at one point in time, they had a couple of guards that actually patrolled Centennial, Dominguez, all the schools, and they had a shotgun. And it's a damn shame that we have more concern for the rights of gun people than we do for the kids to be kids and just to live, man. I mean, that is ridiculous, dude. We have more concerns for the gun owners, and in most cases, especially in cities, guns are, I don't know if they're really a safety factor. You very seldom hear people, every once in a while, you hear people that a gun really was a useful tool in defending his home or whatever the case may be. You don't hear that a lot. You hear it, but not that often. Man, that's really, I have a couple of guns, but unlike some of my buddies, they love their guns. They love them. They go out shooting on a regular basis. I don't really, I know where they are. I know if I need them. I got bullets, but I pray to God I don't.
Out, OG Steve. Thank you.
What's love, Steve?
In the building.
I just pray to God I never have to use them, man. That's all. I used to carry guns. I was a hardcore gun carrier when I was younger. The police broke me in from that shit real quick. Okay, I had multiple gun cases at one time, and the judge in Compton told me, Mr. Williams, I'm gonna give you one more chance. He was serious too. I'm gonna give you one more chance. He says you got. He says you, Kevin Mike, you've been in my courtroom twice, and I understand you have another case in another jurisdiction. I had one in L.A. He says if you get caught with a water pistol in Compton, in my court, you got a year on me. That's a deal. I ain't coming back. And the one time I used, the 2 times I used my gun, I wasn't trying to shoot nobody. I just pulled it out, fired it. I was notorious for shooting up in the air or some shit like that. But man, no, dude, you don't want that headache, man. You don't want that headache, okay? I just had another judge at the Compton on one of my other shows. We were talking about guns, and he says, man, usually below the waist is assault with a deadly weapon. Anything above the waist is attempted murder. All right. Now, you may be doing one thing, end up with something else. Attempted murder is 15. Bottom line. Okay. Assault with a deadly weapon, a little more negotiable, but you can get from 5 to 10 on that too. So it all depends on the situation, man.
Yeah.
It all depends on the situation. So is it really worth the headache? And, some people say I'd rather be carried. I used to say that I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. I'd stay my ass home and shit, be laid up with 1.
Yeah, that's real talk. I've never understood that philosophy, judged by 12 and carried by 6, because your ass is going to keep getting judged by 12 until you get locked up for 50 years, and that is your life. So,
my daddy used to say the same thing. My daddy carried a gun. My daddy got me carrying guns because he used to carry a gun. But he carried a gun in his truck. I never saw him put it in his pants. I never saw him put it in his pocket. I never saw him use it, but he carried a gun. We had lawnmowers. We had money on the truck, blah, blah, blah. And I thought it was just a cool thing to do. Because I didn't think about the legal ramifications of it until I got my ass handcuffed in the back of that damn car in that cold ass cell, trying to figure out attempted murder. Talking about a brother didn't sleep. Yeah, I ain't sleep at all.
Man. Let's touch on something discussing, this situation, and then I want to move on to the nigga verse. But my good friend is a school teacher in Watts, and she said that these types of things unfortunately happen a lot in her neighborhood and in other neighborhoods surrounding, meaning at least a few times a year someone is either shot on or around the school premises. She said it gets no national news coverage. It may get 20 seconds in the local news on Channel 13 or Channel 11. They may bring it up, but it only gets national news coverage if it's white. And this is a Hispanic lady saying this. As she was saying this, I was like, I got to get Lonzo's opinion on this. Not saying she's true, not saying it's true, false, or whatever, but when you hear something like this, what's your first reaction?
Well, you know what? I think the difference is shootings around school campuses versus somebody going on campus going hunting for people is a little bit different. Okay, I understand it's the same thing. Somebody could be dead, somebody could be wounded, but because schools are in neighborhoods, and anything that happens in that neighborhood sometimes happens in proximity of a school. But when somebody actually goes on campus looking to shoot teachers and students, that's a totally different situation, and that has to be addressed on a totally different platform, man. I mean, you definitely would not get the same coverage. And here's the bad part. Here's the sad part. It happens so often, it's not even news no more.
No, bro. I don't even.
That's the sad part.
You kind of move
on.
You watch the news. Yeah.
If you broadcast every shooting, there wouldn't be no time for commercials. There wouldn't be no time for TV. So if a cop shoots somebody, oh, it's national news. Black, white, indifferent. If a cop shoots somebody or somebody shoots a cop, it's all news all the time. But black folks, Latino folks shooting each other, nobody care. Nobody don't care till you go to court. If it ain't my family or ain't somebody I care about, unfortunately, nobody cares. And that's the sad truth.
Yeah. Well, RIP to everybody involved. Yeah, RIP to everybody involved. How much of this is mental health?
Oh, dude, I'm willing to bet a lot of it. I'm willing to bet a lot of it's mental health. I'm willing to bet even more than that. A lot of it is teen or not teen drug, those various drugs they use to subdue kids. We know Ritalin, Adderall, whatever the case may be.
Mm. Oh,
These
gotcha.
lot of the drugs that they use to keep kids subdued in school. A lot of these kids come off that shit, man, and that has an effect on their overall attitude, their personalities, and everything. I have a friend of mine. He's been on my show several times. He works for the mental health organization. He says that they have documentation that a lot of these school shooters were kids that were on those childhood drugs. At some point in time, they were either weaned off or they got out of the program. They're not available no more. And this was something that happens. You know, a lot of the drugs have side effects that say may cause suicide. Well, guess what? If it will cause suicide, it probably will cause homicide too. Let's keep it 100. If something's gonna make you want to kill yourself, what makes you think it's gonna let you distinguish between yourself and somebody else? That don't even make no sense.
Yeah. Sad situation, man. RIP to everybody involved. Hit that like button. Shout out to the chat room. Thank you so much.
Chat room was on fire already. What's up, baby?
Yeah. Every Tuesday right here, 6 p.m. Pacific. Shout out to Gary's Garage, Vista Light 1972, Derek Mallory. I'm not going to read that one. Chris Stacks, Marlon Cozy. Some of y'all got some crazy ass usernames. I don't know how you're on YouTube. And shout out to homie Ishmo and definitely OG Steve for showing love. Let's take a ride to the niggaverse, Lonzo. We got
here we go.
Yeah, man, we got a lot to talk about. I guess the biggest news in the niggaverse this past week just happened last week, Wednesday or Thursday, after our recording of our last show. Takashi 6ix9ine was caught on camera getting some paws put on him at a Florida LA Fitness. The story. What were your first thoughts when you heard that?
Man, I said, you know what? I was wondering when that was going to happen. I don't wish nobody no bad luck. I don't wish nobody no bad luck. But homeboy, he is such an antagonist when it comes to anybody that he has had a beef with. I saw videos, I saw interviews. Well, I can't be touched. I'm untouchable. I move like this. I move like that. I've seen that interview with Charlamagne the God, and they're like, dude, you got touched in your drawers. Okay, was you taking a shit? What?
In his booty shorts.
Booty shorts. Okay, this dude, man, come on, man. You know, they put hands on him in a big way. Homeboy was kind of large. You know, he'd kind of catch you, go get your little brother for. You know, you don't put the big dude on him. But I guess whatever he did, whatever justification homeboy had, he put in some work on his ass. Unfortunately for him, sent him to the hospital. And shortly after that, people started playing all this braggadocious videos. I got this is one house right here and two houses right here, and I'm like, dude. What makes you think this is impressing anybody? People that is impressing, that's like watching a Saturday morning cartoon, thinking somebody can pick up a anvil, drop it on your head. It don't mean shit. I'm the kind of person that can take off 2 years and just do nothing. Okay, you're gonna need 2 years to recuperate from that ass whooping.
Well, as of about 2 hours before the show, I was doing some research so I can be on top of this story. And apparently he's in Cuba right now. There's footage of him just going around Cuba, kind of smiling and joking with the locals.
My question is, where's the security at?
Dude,
huh? Where's the security at?
Exactly. Yeah, he doesn't roll with security all the time. He said allegedly he rolls with them during big shows and things like that. But if he's going down the store to Jack in the Box, he's gonna go by himself. And this is all his team talking. If he goes to the gym, which damn, you got billions of dollars, dog, and you're at a LA Fitness. I mean,
you would think he would be in a private gym.
Yeah.
You would think with his kind of money, with his money, he should have a gym at his pad. With his money, he should have somebody come to his pad and train his ass. He ain't did no training. You can tell by his legs, he ain't did no training. He must just pass by the gym and saw the treadmill. I'm gonna try this out for a minute. That must have been his first time in the gym. Okay, Homeboy ain't got no definition of none whatsoever. And it has no hand skills because he balls up real good. Nigga balled up like an armadillo. He folded like an armadillo. All right. I ain't mad because homeboy was putting hands on him. But it just, he's been antagonizing the world since he got out of jail with the cars and the jewelry and the money and what came. And he talks so much shit. And you can look at him and tell, dude, somebody put hands on you, gonna start crying like a bitch. Please, man. Please. Why do you do yourself like that? But again, this is the nigga verse where, you say and do anything for attention. It was even speculated his ass whooping might be for attention because he ain't did nothing else in a while. This is the first time in a long time he's been in the headlines. He might have pulled a Jesse Smollett right on you right quick. Come on, whoop my ass. I need to get ass whooping right quick.
That was my first thought.
I need to get this quick ass whooping, and and I can get back on top. Okay. Now he got justification for a new Goomba record. Shit.
Gooba. Yeah. So these people who beat him knows that he talks and he's surrounded by feds and he's in the system. Well, apparently these guys probably are going to be getting arrested pretty soon because the word is out. The police, they're looking for details and things like that, and they're looking to arrest these guys. And I don't know how smart it was. I don't know if you got a chance to listen to it, Lonzo, or watch it, but when they were beating him, they were saying, one of the guys was saying, yeah, man, I want to be famous. Film this shit. He was literally saying, I want to be famous.
Yeah. My mom said, whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Yeah, I saw that dude. Homeboy got hold the camera. I want to be famous. I want to be famous. Dude, it ain't what it's cracked up to be. Trust me. It's not all what it's cracked out to be. Trust me. And somebody, ask something like that, putting on your record, you can get yourself a good 2 years. If you got a record, you might get 5 and 6. You never know. He probably ain't gonna come up to court though. But they can use the video as evidence. He got his ass whooped.
Yeah, and allegedly he was still talking trash as he was getting his ass whooped. So the story goes, these two guys who beat him were Latin Kings from Florida, and he was disrespecting their gang as he was getting beat up. As one of the guys was saying, throw my shit up again, and see what happens. So he was going down just disrespectful as F, and it could have got a lot worse. Thankfully, not thankfully. I don't like you said, we don't want harm on anybody. Period,
right, man. He's human, so we don't wish you nigga no bad luck. But dude, you've been playing. You've been waving and ransacking that bull's face for a long time. The bull caught your ass. That's all. Yep. The bull caught your ass.
Yeah, and I don't think this will be the last time. This won't be the last time. Now, let's see. Let's see what else, Lonzo. There's a few other things. You know what? Actually, I want to ask you something. I was reading that article. I love to read hip-hop articles, and your name came up in one recently. I was reading an article online, and what do you know or remember about Rappenstein? Xavier and Sean. Yeah, Rappenstein. Apparently, they were mobile DJs. They released a song called Scream, which ended up on the N.W.A. and the Posse album. They were mobile DJs, apparently, for a short time for World Class Records.
I remember Rappenstein. I remember Sean. I remember him, but not a whole lot, man.
Okay, I was just curious.
I can't sit here and lie and say I remember. I know what you're talking about, but at that time it was so many cats coming through here, dude. I have to see a picture to put a face on them.
Okay. Yeah, just curious. Maybe I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole.
And here's another thing: we had a couple different Rappensteins too.
Oh, break it down.
We had Rappenstein and Style, if I ain't mistaken. We had Rappenstein and Style. If you think the same people, and some people would just grab and some people would grab names from this neighborhood, OG Rappenstein or Little Rappenstein, shit like that, as they've been doing forever. But I can't recall exactly who these guys are. Give me the story.
No, that's all I got. I just literally took that clip, and that was part of his come up, and he just mentioned I was a mobile DJ. He mentioned DJ Yella. He mentioned you as well, and it was just a quick 2-second, you know what I mean, snapshot that I took. But yeah, I'll look into Mr. X, exactly. A few people know know about Rappenstein in the audience. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Okay, I'm going to look him
Oh
up
yeah,
too.
I'll keep you posted. One-on-one says, was Lonzo influenced by Kraftwerk?
Of course. Kraftwerk, Thomas Dolby, all these folks, man, back in the day, these are the people that we kind of, borrow some ideas from. Definitely. Kraftwerk was definitely a major hit in on at Eve After Dark. If you listen to it, you hear that little ticking noise. That sounds like a drumstick hitting the side of a snare drum. This little tick, and we borrowed the shit out that damn sound because it was like a little rhythmic sound, not a drum. It's like a drumstick hitting metal, and it's all over our shit. Then the vocoder, that was something we borrowed from some everybody, Soul Sonic Force, and some other folks was into the vocoders, and we had to have that because that we knew that was going to work for us. We knew that those sounds were the sounds people were looking for at that particular point in time. I missed them sounds.
Same here, man. Kraftwerk, were they the ones that did the song Tour de France or something like
Tour de
that?
France, Tour de France. Yeah, that was
that
vocoder. Yeah,
hard.
Tour
Breaking,
de
I
France.
think
Yeah,
Michael Boogaloo Shrimp where he did the
right.
dance.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was a big dance record at the club, man. Yeah, definitely. And Buffalo Girls go around the outside, That's what we used to call some of the girls at the club, Buffalo Girls. The big ones, Buffalo Girls. They love that shit too.
Damn, dude.
Buffalo Girls go around the outside.
I wonder what the thought is. What was Buffalo Girl? What did that mean?
Man, we don't really. We just thought with girls with big butts. That's what we thought it was.
That makes sense.
We never knew. I never saw a picture of a Buffalo Girl, but we just adapted. That meant she had a big butt. Buffalo butt.
Like that.
It's the same thing. Just like from Good Time, they called homeboy the janitor Bookman Buffalo butt. So I just assumed it was a rendition from that.
There we go. Okay, learn something new every day. All right, keeping it in the niggaverse, Lonzo. Did you see this footage? And I don't know if it's true or not, or if it's an act for the show or whatever, because you never know what's real or fake. But did you see this footage of Christian Rock allegedly in a van smoking weed whilst apparently pregnant?
Nah, I didn't see that one, dude. You talking about Blueface Girl?
Trending this week, and
you talking about
Blueface?
Yeah. And I saw some shit about them. She was in a wedding dress or some shit. Looked like. I did see something like that. She was in a wedding dress. Tooth still missing. She should have got the goddamn tooth fixed. But that tooth nowadays missing. That's part of her moniker. Now I didn't see the girl smoking weed. That's how you get your baby. That's how you get your baby snatched at the labor in the maternity ward.
Exactly.
You walk.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And I don't, like I said, I don't know if it's true or fake. I don't know if she's pregnant or she just had too many 40 ounces and a few burgers or something, and she just got a little bump there. But she's allegedly pregnant. But once again, who knows if it's all show or whatever. But whether that's true or false is not the case, Lonzo. I want your opinion on this because this is the story. So I'm looking at the YouTube video, and then I start reading the comments. It was actually on Instagram, and then I started reading the comments, and I'm listening to women in the comments defend. These are actual quotes, Lonzo. Things like, truth be told, if it's weed, that baby gonna be okay. Legit quote, nothing added, straight up. I copied and pasted and put it right here. Others, I smoked every once in a while and my baby was fine.
You got lucky.
First of all, that you guys are dumb. Secondly, what she was allegedly smoking was a blunt, which has Lonzo, nicotine and tobacco. We've talked about this before. These dummies don't even realize they're not even most likely addicted to the weed. They're probably more addicted to the nicotine and tobacco, which means what? Your kid is going to come out addicted to nicotine and tobacco. Yeah. That scared me, Lonzo, that I was reading those comments, bro.
Man, some of the logic that is being passed around these days is beyond anything I can ever recall for my life. When you can be a hoe, it's okay to be a hoe. When you can rip guys off, when you can do whatever you want to, when you can be this and that, you can call yourself. I'm Lonzo. I identify as a billionaire. Okay, that don't mean shit to the bank man at the bank. I identify as a billionaire. I saw one brother, he was clowning. He identified as a white woman. More like a black, fat and black. I identify as a 40-year-old white woman. I'm like, dude. But you can do that. So that means people actually will allow you to live a fantasy if just rather than hurt your feelings. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. Okay.
Yeah.
You can live your like Takashi can identify as being a big buff motherfucker, but it didn't work out for him that well at the gym. How you identify what you really are two different things. What you like to be and what you really are two different things.
Yep. And we're in an era where these girls are watching and they're idolizing people like Christiane Rock, and that really scares me because she's a toxic person and they're in a toxic relationship, and these kids are thinking that's the norm, Lonzo. These young kids.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised, man, if they're making good money doing what they do, dude.
Of course.
And that's the problem. People think
more for music, definitely more for music.
Was he had a hit in the last 2 years? Did he have a song other than "Ooh, that shit hurt"? Stop! I love you. Stop! I love you. The handcuffs is tight. On Spotify, these handcuffs is tight. What happened to his case, man? The shooting case. I mean, a lot of shit blows up. It blows off real fast. Didn't he shoot a car up in Vegas or some shit? That's
disappeared. I don't know what happened to it.
This is the same shit that happens in movies. Think about this shit for a minute, man. I watch BMF. I watch Snowfall. I watch all these different shows, and they show folks shooting people, killing people, shooting up cars, shooting up neighborhoods. Especially when I was watching, not Power, but the one with Omar. Damn it,
Snowfall.
No, Omar, my boy, Michael K. Williams. He was killing people left and right. What's that shit?
Somebody in the comments got us.
Yeah, I'm having a brain fart right now. But yeah, one of my favorite shows. But they was right on the street just shooting like it's nobody's business. And especially when I was watching Sons of Anarchy, I used to love Sons of Anarchy.
The Wire.
The Wire. Thank you, Dr. The Wire. Thank you, folks. Good looking out, Chris. When you watch The Wire and all these different shows, you don't even see the police pull up. If the police pull up, somebody's gonna die right then and there. But you don't see the behind the scenes stories about what's going on. So you got a guy like Blueface going out there and shoot up a car in Vegas. Well, that shit, that's a no-fly zone. And you do that, and all of a sudden the story goes away. It's just like that story that happened a few years ago with what's the boy from Compton that shot the police? Damn, 4th of July. It was the 4th of July about 3-4 years ago, right before 2019. I never forget, long as I live.
Not the game. I'm having a serious brain fart today. Not the game.
Nah, was it YG? Was it YG?
Was it YG?
Yeah, YG.
It was outside of it. I thought that was Blueface. I'm getting all confused.
No,
his rappers are doing dumb shit now.
His vehicle was used in a situation that the cop's car got shot up and shot a helicopter. Somebody got killed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Blueface.
That wasn't Blueface. That wasn't Blueface for sure. Blueface wasn't even around then. He wasn't around yet.
I'll look it up. Keep going.
I think it was YG. And the case just disappeared. It was his car, wasn't reported stolen. His Escalade wasn't reported stolen. Cops shooting, they get into a massive shootout. A cop got hit. Somebody got run over. Helicopter got shot. They shoot at the helicopter. They high speed chase.
It was YG. It was YG.
High speed chase. They catch the cat in Inglewood. They know it was 2 guys in the car. They only catch 1, but that shit made the news for like 3 or 4 days. It disappeared. It disappeared. It makes you
4 years ago. That's crazy.
Yeah. It makes you wonder what the fuck is going on. How do you shoot at the police? Shoot at the police helicopter. Somebody got run over by the police chasing them. If I'm not mistaken, don't hold me to it, but I believe somebody else got run over in that situation. They knew it was his car. It was an Escalade because they showed him on YouTube getting a bulletproof car, and the car wasn't reported stolen. It was involved in this incident. high-speed chase through Compton, in Inglewood. One person got caught. There was two people in the car. One person got caught, and that was all you ever heard.
Yep.
There was no
Yeah.
follow-up, no trial. You know, you think when somebody shoots the police, you would think that shit's gonna be on the page, front page, someplace. Nope, nah, we got this right here.
Yeah. Nah, I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole myself and see where it stopped. See what the point of it stopped. That's a good story. You know, keeping it on Blueface and Christian Rock and their toxic relationship. We touched on that before, but a couple weeks back, Blueface got backlash from the LGBT community for saying his hands are quote bisexual, meaning
Mm,
anyone can get it, male and female. He
okay.
says, yeah, he is very outspoken. He even has a video of him talking to his 2-year-old daughter, or maybe not even 2-year-old daughter, and just saying, "Now you know what to do. You never put your hands on a man, right? Because what could happen? That man can hit you back." Like it's so weird watching it. But that being said, Lonzo, what do you think of men promoting the fact that they put their hands on women, bro? Like that's some bitch shit. When I was
You
coming up,
know,
you were a bitch. Period.
first of all, that's some bitch made shit. Number two, when you do shit like that, you said, if anybody listen to him, there's some people that will listen to him and adopt that theory and use that theory and catch a case that he won't catch for whatever reason. He ain't went to jail for whooping her ass yet. They done had massive fights in public. I have not seen him go to jail yet for whooping her ass. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Has he gone to jail for them fighting yet? He went
Nope.
to jail for a minute when he shot that car because your boy Wack 100 got him out. But I have not seen him go to jail
Nah.
for them fighting. Okay,
Nah.
so
Mm-mm.
that right there, what happens in situations like that, you make you see it on TV, you see it on the internet, and for some reason it don't register that as a fucking crime being committed, and people will emulate that shit in indirectly and get caught the fuck up. Because you ain't got hit, you can't make him fall. You can't make the kind of phone calls he can make. All right, you got to hit somebody, see what happens. Hit with the women, see what happens. Your ass in the kitchen case you can't get rid of. But you can't tell him that. You can't tell the nigga not in handcuffs he gonna catch a case. When you get them handcuffs, it's a whole different conversation. Whole different conversation.
Yeah. And the point that I do, the only nugget out of that bullshit that he put out there was that I would agree with is, women really need to be careful with who they put their hands on, especially with guys like this leading the charge. Back in our day, it was probably a little less rare. I don't know. I don't even know, but I'm just saying you may run into that guy who is gonna smack the shit out of you.
Yeah, yeah. That's the part that so many people don't really understand. Baby, you know what? You can't. Yes, that's supposed to hit. Men are not supposed to hit women, but you just can't jump on somebody's ass and just expect them to just take a ass whooping. And that's the part. It's hard to tell a brother, woman has the right to beat your ass. Okay, that's a problem. That's a problem. How do you tell your son you just got to take whatever she do, just take it. I tell my son, take off running. Okay, if they start hitting on you, take off running. But you're gonna look like a bitch, but you ain't going to jail. Okay, because most of the time, just like your boy, what's his name, the actor, one Florida Street Creed, he got caught up the other day.
Michael B.
No,
Jordan.
the other one.
I'm not hip. Let me
Yeah,
look
yeah, yeah. He got caught up. He got caught up. Little Snow Bunny. Him and the Snow Bunny got into it, and allegedly he called the police. He called the police, but when the police got there, she told him that he put hands on her, and he went to jail. Now she's recanted the story completely. Okay, but all the bad news is they pulled his army commercial. Because if you go to the movies, you're gonna see an army commercial like a mother. He got a 5-minute army commercial from all kind of wars and shit. Okay, Jonathan Majors, thank you, Derek. Jonathan Majors. They snatched his shit from him. He got a hit movie out, and you catch a domestic violence case. Come on, man. But again, they said today, I read today, he called the police. And when he called the police, she started crying and had some marks on her, whatever the case may be. and he ended up in jail. He got out of jail, and now that the situation is now he's out of jail, she didn't change her story. Meanwhile, the court of public opinion got him as being a woman whooper. That ain't gonna work out for the brother. Not gonna be a good look.
Yeah.
I had a chick one time tell me.
Go ahead.
I had a girl tell me one time, this no bullshit. I didn't love her, so I'd never hit her. She told me you don't love me. You ain't never hit me. So that's how
why men need to. That's why men need to stay in their daughters' lives, bro.
That's why I tell brothers, man, you don't understand what kind of training these people got. These women got at the house, man. Some women think if a man whooping her ass, that is a sign of love. Yeah.
Wow, dude, that's the saddest thing. One of the saddest things I've ever heard. And I'm not exaggerating because I know there are millions of women out there. And thank you, Rashard Cobb. Shout out to Rashard.
Much love, Rashard.
Dude. Yeah, it just hurts me knowing that there are women out there. And I said it just a minute ago. It's more reason why men need to stay in their kids' lives because you don't want someone else to be daddy. I'm telling you, man.
A lot of women teach their women, and a lot of women teach their daughters, go get pregnant by a rich man. Go get pregnant, get a baby. Get dependent on the man to take care of you and your baby. That shit only lasts for 18 years. In most cases, they ain't getting a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
Huh? So I don't know, man. It's you know, we can sit here. I'd have to go off of Facebook and YouTube and total a man-on-man seminar.
Thank you, Isaiah.
Much love, Isaiah. You'd have to go. We have to go on Facebook and Instagram and do a man-on-man seminar to keep it 100. Okay, because you know if you get to 100, they're gonna pull your shit. But yeah, we have to go on my channel, the Compton Entertainment channel, available on Roku, Fire Stick, and soon to be Apple TV, and have a man-to-man conversation that we can control and have and not have to worry about what we say is our content. Because the truth, they ain't gonna like that.
Man, that's the truth, dude. Shout out to Isaiah Edwards. He has a question. He says, hey, Uncle Zoe, how hard is it to manage business affairs as an indie artist, collecting royalties, streaming dues, etc.? How much money would you need to start off?
You know what? I had a conversation like that just the other day with a buddy of mine. And
30 seconds.
Go ahead. These days, I don't know how expensive it is because a lot of things, a lot of your streaming situations, if you do them correctly, they are straight direct deposits. You just have to make sure that nobody's out there bootlegging your shit. That's the problem I've been having. I had to hire a publishing manager to go through all the various platforms to make sure all my shit is getting the proper credit. And be surprised how many songs or how much music I have that people have stuck their name on. People have claimed copyrights. People have lied. Oh, it's a mess. To do it today, biz affairs, indie artists collecting royalties, streaming dues. Like I said, royalties, Spotify, YouTube, Sound Exchange, MLC. Once you set those accounts up and register your music, it's going to come to you automatically. Just a matter of checking your email. The business affairs, as far as contracts, got to have a lawyer on that. What you need to start off, man, it all depends on what your budget is, dude. If you got more money if you got more time than money, you don't need a lot of money. You got to learn. You got to learn the game. And there's one place I would tell anybody. Spend some time at YouTube University. YouTube University will teach you a whole bunch of shit about learning this new way of doing music. Most of the stuff is coming from streaming. All right. Harry Fox will send you, if you have product like I do, Harry Fox will send you automatic streaming agreements. You have the right to opt out. Usually what they do, they'll sign you up and they'll send you a letter. Hey man, we're gonna put your stuff on the streaming platform. If you don't want to be into it, if you don't want to be in, don't opt out. In most cases, in the beginning, I opted pretty much into everything to see what was happening. Good thing I did, Because at one point in time, Sound Exchange, and it still does. Sound Exchange was paying me some good money. But again, you still gotta have a hit. You gotta have a record too. You can spend a bunch of money and not have a good record and just spend a bunch of money. If you got a hit record, people are going to find it some way, form, or fashion. It's real difficult for a raggedy ass record just to be heard. There's so many raggedy ass records out there right now. If you got a good record, people will book you, and that's where you're gonna make most of your money at. But you can't have a gang banging record. Can't be talking no hood shit. You may get to be hot in your hood, but shit, you can't go nowhere else but in your hood. So hopefully I answered most of your question. And as the show goes on, if I think of something else, I'll drop it on
you. Good looking. Los Angeles wants to know, does Lonzo remember a club called Jackie O's on the Los
Angeles? Hell yeah! Shit,
okay.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Jackie O's.
Man, look, Jackie O's was on La Cienega. Jackie O's was maybe one of about 6 clubs on La Cienega between Washington and Santa Monica Boulevard. I mean, Washington and Wilshire. Sunset. And what I would do sometime, I would dip out. I was at the evenings dark so much at one point in time. In the evening, sometimes it started cracking until about, I don't know, 12 or 1 o'clock, depending on what was going on. I just dip out. I go to Jackie O's. I go to Chamonix. I go by Osco's. I go by the Speakeasy. I'd go to all these spots and just pop in, because I knew everybody. And Jackie O's was one of my favorite because Jackie O's had a real upscale crowd, and that was the shit. Yes, I remember Jackie O's with a vengeance. Yes, sir.
That's dope. Before we I want to talk a little bit more about that, but before we get into that, I don't want to miss Isaiah's question. He says, is it better to have your money sent to an LLC for taxes?
Yes. Don't put your name on shit. Don't put your name on shit but the LLC. Don't put your name on nothing. Don't. I made that mistake in the beginning, and I put all my stuff in my name, and my taxes was crazy. Once you form a business, everything you fucking touch becomes deductible. Your Social Security number gives you very little deductions outside of home mortgage and a couple of other things. But when you have a business, everything becomes deductible. Please start an LLC. It's not that expensive. I just formed one for my TV channel, and we got it overnight. We got it in 3 days. It cost us like $300. Get an LLC, get your EIN number, put everything in your EIN number, put your money, in fact, I was even told, make your name an LLC. Okay, Lonzo Williams LLC. All right. So if people give you money, you put that money in that account, and you can everything from that come out of that account. In most cases, it's deductible. You want to make sure you have a business. Yes.
Dropping that game. Before we go on, I'm going to tell everybody in the chat, I'm actually commenting tonight from my second channel, Dusty Vision Radio. That's sitting around 2,000 subscribers, and I'm really trying to build that channel this year. So if you guys can please hit that subscribe button on my channel if you're not already subscribed to Dusty Vision Radio. I'm going to be posting daily. I'm going to be dropping some rare hip-hop mixes and things like that. So it's going to be more hip-hop focused. So if you love hip-hop, especially 90s, rare, G-Funk and all that, that's the place to be, Dusty Vision Radio. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, dropping that game, Lonzo. But I want to talk a little bit more about clubs back in the day. So Jackie O's, what were some other popping clubs, and even not necessarily ones that you went to, but ones that maybe your parents went to, or ones that the older cats went to? Even going back to
my dad, my mom didn't go to no clubs at all. My dad, he was a club popper. He was a Jeffy's man. Jeffy's the name of the game. That was his spot. Okay. But by the time the 80s hit, clubs was everywhere. And back in the 80s, if LA didn't have 50, 60 clubs, my name ain't Lonzo. And it was, dude, you could party every night in LA back in the day. Every night. Where you want to party at? Marina Del Rey, we got 3 or 4 clubs out there. You want to go to Hollywood? We got 4 or 5 clubs out there. We got Carlos and Charlie's. We got Carlos and Charlie's. We had the club in the Century Club. We had the Highwaymen. We had damn. We had two. We had because back then the whole club situation had become so new. A lot of restaurants would because they had liquor license, and they would move their tables and chairs out after a certain time and open the doors to a club. Okay, and that was a big deal for a while. I mean, everybody, any restaurant that had a liquor license would pretty much open their doors to promoters. And it wasn't until fucking gangbanging come along and shut that shit down, man. Fucking gangbanging. That shit fucked up every fucking thing. It fucked up everything. The hopping Lakewood, Mr. J's downtown, yes sir. That was one of my spots on Friday. Mr. J's, the only spot in town that you had to wear a tie and you had to wear a coat and tie, and the owner got on a sweatsuit looking like fucking Captain Antonio with a little captain's hat on. But you party with cops and shit happened at Little J's. It was Little J's downtown, Mr. J's, Little J's. Little J's, it might be two different places, but I know Little J's downtown was my spot on Friday night because they had the dope ass happy hour. And most people understand, and the reason why I understand is because I own our own club and liquor license. Little J's would give away food at a certain time to be in compliance with the liquor license. Because at a 47 liquor license is technically a restaurant. And if you have a restaurant and a liquor license, you have to your food receipts have to be 50% of your gross receipts. So in order to be in compliance, because most people don't buy food at the club. They may buy chicken wings and some French fries or something like that. But most people don't want a big old meal. So he would just give away the food. I guess he write it off on his taxes like it was part of the sales. And so about midnight, he had a big ass soul food meal jumping off greens and smothered steak and shit. And chicken. It was the shit. It was the shit. I used to go to Osco's, the club they had in Studio Saturday Night Fever, with the big old gorilla hands holding the champagne glass. Yes, we had a club. There was a club in West LA called Dylan's. Dylan's was the shit. Dylan's was a 4-story office building converted to a multi-level club. The third floor was for 18 and over. Everything else was over 21. And man, we go down there and party with the UCLA girls. It would be a blast. That was the only other place you can go to during the weekdays and party besides Eve After Dark or Carolina West. At Carolina West, girls could be 18, guys had to be 21. They got shut down because of discrimination. Simple as that. Okay, can't do that. Man, my favorite club back in the day, I was about 17, maybe 18. It was a club right there on the corner of Wilshire and Crenshaw. It's been gone for decades. But I'll never forget, I was in my maxi coat natural days, and I walked in the club. There was O.J. Simpson. There was Tony Davis. There was Jim Brown. There was a bunch of old school. Well, they was in their prime back then. I just saw this some bitch on television on a movie a couple of days ago. This dude just ran a touchdown, and it felt like no bullshit. I swear I thought I was in Madame Zenobia's on a good Uptown Saturday Night. It felt just like Madame Zenobia's, man. It was shit going on in all kind of rooms, dude. Oh, it was. I was 17. I wasn't supposed to be in there, but my cousins who went with me, I had 2 cousins go with me. They wouldn't let them in. We all rode together. We all the same age. In fact, I was probably the youngest one. But because I just carried myself different, they let me in. It was, dude, I swear, I was driving. The niggas had to sit in the car. I'm going in this motherfucker right here. Yes, Red Onion. Oh, man. Red Onion on Wilshire.
Damn.
Red Onion on Wilshire, man. Red Onion, the whole chain of Red Onions took advantage of what I was talking about earlier, about moving the tables out the way and turning the restaurants into a club. They had one in Lakewood. They had one on Wilshire, and that was the best one, dude. happy hour, Thursday. It was free to get in. Had these little sweet ass barbecue chicken wings, and the girls was awesome. I had a friend of mine. We met there in the '80s. We still friends to this day, man. We're still friends to this day. She got a dude now. I don't kick it with her no more. But we're still friends to this day. We met at a Red Onion, dude. So Red Onion definitely was a joint. Red Onion Lakewood. It was cool, but it was too cool. It was too close to Compton. These motherfuckers used to have 8-ball in a barrel.
Wow.
These motherfuckers had 8-ball in the barrel. Okay, like you have people have a party and they got some Budweisers and some MG lights, MGDs in the barrel. These motherfuckers had 8-ball in the barrel. Okay, that shit didn't last long at all. That shit didn't last long. It was a little bit too close to Compton. At that time, gangs was coming up and everybody was trying to make a name for themselves. And that shit got shut down. And like I said, little by little, man, all the clubs that was doing the after hour clubbing party situations, all of them got shut down. All of them. You got, and right now in LA, you might have two places you can go party and get your dance on. Now you can go to a lot of places and listen to a DJ, but nobody got dance floors. More DJs are working now than ever before, but nobody's dancing. DJs have become the new piano. DJ clubs with no dance floors have become the new piano bar. Used to be a time people would go to a restaurant and they have a piano bar and then somebody sit there and play. In fact, I went to a piano bar in downtown LA and it was basically a karaoke. Homegirl had this big ass, beautiful piano, but she had it hooked up to a computer and she could sing her ass off and she could play her little notes, and that was the entertainment. And DJs have become the same thing to a lot of restaurants. I go to the district sometimes. There's no real dance floor in the district. There's a little space between the stage and the tables. If you slim and y'all don't dance side by side, you can get a couple steps in. But the district, Melody Bar, where else? A few other clubs I hang out at, ain't no dance floors, and they still charge you $20 to come in that motherfucker. Well, not Crenshaw, not the district, but a lot of these clubs don't have a dance floor. There's no partying, but to get in, it's $20. Yes, sir.
That's crazy. Yeah, you know what? Speaking of things that gang members fucked up back in the day, any stories about the Compton Drive-In? Were you always like, was the Compton Drive-In always around? Did you go there as a kid?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, give us some good stories. Some good stories about the Compton Drive-In, and then tell us about it going bad, when it went bad.
The drive-in was where you got that. You couldn't afford a motel, you went to the drive-in. When you could not afford a motel, my daddy gave one of my first few cars was a station wagon. What I got to tell you after that. I had the station wagon. My daddy gave me a '67 Mercury station wagon, and I'd go take the station wagon, sneak a couple of blankets out the pad, and in fact, it got to the point at one point, me and one of my girls, we would just grab the newspaper and read the damn reviews on the movie because we didn't see shit. Okay, we didn't see shit. So we had to read the reviews to know what's talking. Her mama would always drill us, kept trying to catch us slipping. You know, how was the movie? It was good. What was it about? Oh, it was about so and so and so and so. And the Compton Drive-In, it was at one time in LA, well, in LA and Compton, it was three drive-ins two drive-ins in Gardena, one in Compton.
The Gage Drive-In, what about that one?
I never went to the Gage.
Oh,
I went to the Rhodium. Used to be a drive-in. The Rhodium Swap Meet was a drive-in back then. They had another drive-in right where Home Depot is on Century Boulevard, across the street from the racetrack. There was a drive-in right there, and that's what you know. Summertime,
90s, they had the one in Paramount.
Paramount. And back in the day, man, the drive-in was the coolest place to be in the summertime, man. You know, you can bring your own food if you wanted to. You can, if pizza might be $2 or some shit like that. And we would sneak in more people than we paid for. You know, my partner had a 64 Chevy, and we took the back seat out, had it loose. So we hide in the trunk, shit like that, kick the seat down, and they come around with the flashlight. Hey, you only paid for 2 people. How come there's 80 y'all in the car? Hey, man, I'm just talking about. Then if you was really broke, you went to the Twin View, which is off of Figueroa, and Twin View. Yeah, Twin View. Twin View was on Figueroa. They had another double drive-in at the Vermont, and you could just sit at the back and just watch the movies. Because back then they had so much titties going on, you didn't care what they were saying. They were just showing titties back then, and it just made for a different era, man. We had a lot of fun just sneaking in the drive-in and shit. And again, like so much shit in the hood, gang banging, fucked it up. Niggas started getting killed at the drive-in. Niggas couldn't go.
When do you remember it start? Like what years around do you remember? Like I'm not going there anymore. I'm good.
Shit, late 80s, no, late 70s. That shit started getting rough in the set. Driving got rough real quick, because you don't know who's who until you go to the snack bar.
Yeah.
You don't know what's what until you get to the snack bar, and everybody in their car. So you whoop somebody that's in the snack bar. When he get back to the car, he coming back. And if in the summertime, it was really cool because it would get late, darker later, and they had some of the drive-ins had a little playground for the kids to play in and shit. Oh man, it was really dope, dude. It was a good time, man. They charge you by the car. I think it was like $6, maybe $4 for the car, some shit like that. $4, something like that. I forgot what it was, but yeah, that was a long time ago. Yeah, but the drive-in, that was a good time, man. That was a good era, dude.
And for anybody who wants to relive that, and Lonzo, I'm not sure if you're aware, but there are 2 drive-ins very local to us, and I frequent them quite often because I just love that nostalgic feel. They're both safe. I've never had any issues there.
Where?
The one it's on Rosecrans and Downey Avenue. It's in Paramount. It's very safe for anyone out there who I don't go places where I don't feel safe. And then there's another one in the City of Industry, right off the 605 freeway in the City of Industry. Once again, both safe and fun. And if you want that nostalgic feel, take your girl there. Me and my wife go there, a few times a year. Check out a scary movie every once in a while. And it's a great time, man. It's a great time.
Yeah.
And like my man said, and Marlon said, if you see the hoopty noggin, don't
come rocking. Man, that was my motel, doc. Shit.
Man, good times. Oh, that sucks that we can't enjoy those times anymore, Lonzo. But
nah, man.
Damn shame, dude. Damn shame. But what's coming up with you and Dre, man?
We're gonna have another fight this week for something. We get into it from time to time. I like dealing with Dre.
Like the Odd Couple. I love it. I watch.
Come on, man. His whole thing is love. Man, get the fuck out of here with that shit. You ready to go put some hands on somebody? Love, man. We need love. Yeah, we do need love.
Like MLK and Martin Luther King.
Damn right. Okay. Damn right. And yeah, we do need love, but sometimes you gotta teach a motherfucker to love your ass first. Come here, whoop your ass right quick.
Yeah. Make sure you guys check out their show, man. Real talk. It's a great channel. 2 legends. I mean, Dr. Dre from Yo MTV Raps and Lonzo. I mean, 2 people telling their stories, and it's just it's a great time. Like I said, last week I found out that Dr. Dre took Heather Hunter to the premiere of Who's the Man, and I was like, okay, see, that's the shit. I'm telling you, if you guys want that stuff, you got to check it out. It's usually on Thursdays or Fridays, and I'm gonna ask everybody one more time to check out my YouTube channel, Dusty Vision Radio. I'm really trying to grow that this year, just mainly on some hip hop, some rare hip hop 90s stuff, the stuff I grew up on, the stuff that you guys grew up on. So please, Dusty Vision Radio, just hit that subscribe button. Any last words, Lonzo?
Man, it's time to go. I look at the clock right now. We got 30 seconds left, folks. All right, folks, check us out. We'll be back next week, God willing. Man, always been a pleasure. Thanks to the chat room. Everybody donated. Lady Like, I see you in the house, baby. Folks, I will see y'all when I see you. In the meantime, this is Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop, and my man, Dusty Vision. We're out till next Tuesday, y'all. See you Friday, me and Dre.